welcome to your weekly messages. Today is Saturday, the 17th of February, 2024. So, I hope you've had a lovely week of love. And I hope you've been busy alchemizing. That was a recent video. And the February message, of course, was about slowing down so that you would hear the call. And I think that's a really important one. Link in the description, video in the end screen for you if you haven't seen that one already. But I think a lot of people are feeling a little bit in limbo, kind of like waiting for something to happen. Maybe there's been big changes and you're leaving situations. I think collectively we've been going through a Tower card moment for a few years now, wouldn't you say? So there's probably a lot of things that you've left or walked away from, but the new you, your full potential may not have been realized yet. One door has closed maybe and another door hasn't opened yet, so you're standing in the hallway, but it doesn't have to be hell in the hallway. I think what's happening is we're being given this time to go within. Sounds corny these days, doesn't it? But to go within and to process. I think it's really important we understand the importance of our role as the alchemist, and how that happens, how we can process lower frequency emotions through a higher level of consciousness, full of love and gratitude and peace. And it seems to be happening around for a lot of people at the moment. I had a little online conversation with a good friend of mine who said out of the blue that he had felt that he really missed his dad and that he was feeling sadness and it was just coming up, and he was like, why is this coming up? He thought he'd dealt with all of that, but then later in the conversation he said that there was somebody in his house who had the anniversary of their father's passing, and they were obviously kind of in mourning or whatever, however you want to. They were focused on the grief and the loss. So to me, that made perfect sense, because we are the creators of our own reality. So when we are ready to perceive events and emotions and life happenings from a higher level of consciousness, we will create a situation whereby we can do that. So first of all, our evolution goes in a spiral. So if we are grieving somebody or grieving the loss of something, as we raise our level of consciousness, we can perceive the whole situation differently. We may see it as, freedom for that person or that thing that we've lost, or we might have gained more freedom or whatever it might be, but we will see it through the blessings rather than the trauma. We will start seeing our trauma with new eyes. And so we can then grieve people. But the higher we go in our level of consciousness, the more connected we can feel to people's consciousness. And it might not be a person that's gone. It could be a life situation, a pet, a job, something, I don't know, a relationship. So basically, it's about viewing the events and the emotions and the trauma in our lives from a different perspective. And that's why we come back and revisit it. And that's why forgiveness, for example, there's a path to forgiveness, because the whole concept of forgiveness changes depending on your level of consciousness. And then by having the friend in the house who was grieving the father as well, just goes to show that we are all connected, and that by grieving for ourselves, we're actually grieving for the collective. When you can feel that, that's why a lot of people are saying at the moment, oh, it came out of nowhere and I thought I had dealt with that. dealing with things again, but on a deeper level. Of course we are, because you are the whole universe in one human being. And if you're watching this video, you're already well on your path. You're evolving, and so therefore you've worked on the trauma and trapped emotions and limitations of your human vessel, and now you're feeling into the collective energy. It can be inherited energy, ancestral energy, cultural energy, or collective energy. Although from those around, you can actually then, through your own grieving process or your own processing of whatever emotion it may be, you are helping others through their grieving process. And you're grieving on behalf of the whole collective, which is why it feels so intense. But when you understand that that's what you're doing, you can just have a bloody good cry and then know, you'll feel a realization coming through you, because that's what it's all about. Self-realization, realizing things, realizing that you are the whole universe in one human being, realizing that you are the alchemist, and that you came here to alchemize that grief, or whatever that low frequency emotion is, into love, gratitude, peace, harmony, which come from understanding. It comes from understanding that you're not a one-life person, that you've had many lifetimes. Well, you're having, I want to say, many lifetimes, all happening in the now, but we're just tapping into one lifetime with our human mind. Otherwise, our human mind will get frazzled completely. But the more sensitive your energy, because you're raising your frequency all the time, so your energy is getting more sensitive, which is, sometimes you will think that's a negative thing, because you can't cope with crowds, or you can't eat all the old foods that you liked, or whatever. You're moving away from stuff that isn't resonating with you. But on the other hand, it's a good thing, because it's that sensitivity and that higher frequency that's enabling you to tap into the non-physical world, that's enabling you to tap into the consciousnesses around you. And that's why you're able to tap into your divine gifts, because if most of our gifts are based on intuition, and therefore the more you can tap into your intuition, the more you can tap into your divine gifts, can't you? So that sensitivity is serving you in a way, but understanding that that's what's happening, realizing that that's what's happening, and understanding that it's all love anyway, and that the souls around you have chosen to incarnate at the same time as you to help you on this journey of realization. And you'll see them again on the other side in other lifetimes. It's when you can see it all from that perspective, and you tap into your sensitivity, you can actually feel closer to their consciousness than when they were with you. And so, yes, there's a loss, there's a grieving, of course, that's the human process, and we came here to do that. But to enable you to alchemize that grief, that sadness, that despair, whatever it might be, into love and peace and harmony, then we need to be focusing on the bigger picture, don't we? And then we can have love and gratitude for that person in your life, or that situation, or that relationship, or that pet, or whatever it may be for you. We can look back with the love and the gratitude, can't we? Without getting swallowed up in the despair and victimhood. We can maintain that expanded level of awareness and that expanded heart of love and compassion and gratitude for everything and everyone and all life experiences. And that's how we alchemize, by feeling into the emotions, not pushing them down, not trying to get rid of them, but feeling them. And then it gets really intense. And because we're going through a great awakening, it gets even more intense, because you realize that you are processing it on behalf of the collective. If you're processing trauma of any kind, you're processing it on behalf of all the people in humanity that have experienced similar trauma. If you're feeling into, if you're healing an issue, a physical issue, a physical symptom, then you can really feel deep into it, realizing that you're healing and shining light on it on behalf of all those people that have that physical situation. Do you see what I'm getting at? It's powerful, powerful. But the most powerful thing, of course, is your awareness of being the alchemist and realizing, because self-realization is just when you realize stuff. That's why when you join the dots up, you're like, ah. And then that self-realization is your evolution, that you are the love, you are the power, you are it all. You're a feeling machine. I said this last time, didn't I? When I said you're a transmutation, an energy transmutation machine. And I couldn't think of the right word. And then once we put the video up, I was like, oh yeah, alchemist. Alchemist is the right word. Energetically, I guess. But you are it all. You are it all. You are the power. You are the power. Yes, I kind of went off on one already before doing the cards. It'd be interesting to see if the cards back up what I've just said. Let's have a look. Any more cards? Anything else? We've got 3, and 3 is very often the magic number, isn't it? So let's have a look. Here we've got the 8 of Pentacles. He's working hard and he's building on what he's already achieved. This is a reminder that we need to do what we love, because look at him. He is enjoying himself. He is totally engrossed in what he's doing, and that is so important. And it's also because the message with this card is typically working hard, but I really want to come back to this word working hard, because this is a myth. This is one of the programmings that we've had, that we have to work hard for everything in life, and I don't think that's the case. I think actually you're going to be far more abundant in all areas of your life if you are loving what you're doing, absolutely loving. But he is loving what he's doing. I don't think he's focused on the money, even though Pentacles is typically money. You can see that he's a craftsman, and he's been honing his skills. And now his skills are getting better and better and better. And he said the messages keep going with it. So this doesn't have to be hard work. This is fun work. It's like practicing if you're reading cards. If you've got your own decks and you love reading for people, you read for yourself. This message is saying, keep going, keep reading for more people, try different spreads, try different decks, watch more videos and learn different people's interpretations. Take what you're doing to another level. If you are a healer, and you've learned, for example, Reiki, I'm just going to give examples here, but you'll see my point. Then maybe learn the emotion code, and then maybe learn soul realignment. I'm just naming the ones that I've done. Or maybe you're learning the tapping technique. But you can build on what you've learned. So, you don't have to be a one-trick pony. It's like taking what you've learned to another level. And it's not hard work, because when it's something that your soul wants you to do, you're going to devour it. It's going to be so easy. It's going to be so loving. Like, I don't remember studying the emotion code. I don't remember studying tarot, because I just devoured courses and I just was in so much alignment with it that it expanded me. It was one of these things where I just couldn't wait to do it. And I filled every waking moment with studying and with doing what I wanted to do. So, you've got a little clue there as to what's for you, because you're going to be so excited by learning and studying it and working on it. Like me, wanting to read people's tea leaves all the time. Come and have a cup of tea so I can read your tea leaves. That's him. He's a craftsman, and he's practicing his skills, and he's building on what he's already done. So we're taking everything to another level now, aren't we? We're taking everything to another level. So this is about following that light, following that joy, following that enjoyment. And it's not hard work, it's easy work. I don't think it's even hard or work. It's play. It's easy play. So yeah, we need to change some wording here, I think. But this is about keeping doing what you love. You could be a gardener and you just can't wait to get back out into the garden, and you just can't wait to just get your hands dirty in the soil and to love your plants and to see them growing. And you see gardeners really excited about, oh look, it's growing, the shoots are coming up. It's that joy that we need to follow. Or maybe you're a dancer, and you just can't wait to put your favorite music on and dance around the house and stuff like that. It doesn't matter what it is. It's not about it's not always about making money, but he's telling us, this is a clear indication that if you need to make money, you can make money from what you enjoy. That's a really good message, I think, for a lot of people. The realization, the understanding that you can, if that's not your main objective. As long as your joy is your main objective, the money comes. Look, he's got 8 pentacles. He's got them all over the place. It's brilliant, isn't it? And here we've got the Queen of Wands. So this is do what you love and tap into your sovereignty. She's all about being bold and assertive. And maybe he needs to sell some of these if he needs to make money. Or maybe he can teach other people how to make these beautiful pentacles. Maybe he can share his skills. Maybe he can pass them on. If he doesn't want to teach in person, maybe he can do videos about making these pentacles. There's loads of options, aren't there? If you need to bring some money in and you need to create another channel of abundance in your life, you can always show other people how to do it, or you can sell what it is that you're creating, or do videos on it so that you can share your gifts that way and your tips and your understanding, and you can, monetize it that way. It'd have to have a few more views than my videos get. But it's all a start, isn't it? It's about loving what you do. And she's about being bold and assertive. So she's definitely not afraid of getting things out there. Wands is physical action in the physical world. So she is boldly, helping other people. She's very intuitive. I call her the witch. And not just because she's got a wand and a black cat, but because she uses her intuitive abilities. And this is what we've just been saying, isn't it? That your intuitive abilities are going to another level now. And you're using them to heal yourself and to heal others in whatever your gifts are. But it will, if you're following your joy, then that's intuition, isn't it? Following your excitement, that's following your intuition, following your heart. There are so many different ways of wording the same thing, but you know what I mean. So be the Queen of Wands, because there's the happiness with the sunflower. Because she is independent, she's sovereign, no one can tell her what to do, but she also enjoys her life, and she's assertive, as I said, she's bold, she's courageous, and she likes taking action, physical action in the physical world. And she's very passionate because wands are fire. So she has that fire in her belly. So whatever it is, whatever your go-to activities are, you need to be going to them a bit more and looking at them from another level now. So developing them, getting them to move on with you. So, if you're reading cards, maybe now you're reading tea leaves. And look, the last card for this week is the Sun. It's perfect, isn't it? Absolutely perfect. Because this is where all of your abundance lies. Look at this spiritual guidance, the spiritual guidance coming in, and the rebirth. The horses symbolize positive movement forward. We've got more sunflowers in the garden of love. They represent happiness and joy. It's beautiful. And yeah, so this is a new you. We're kind of birthing a new society, a new community, and we're birthing a new part of who we are, parts of us that we never dreamt of being. Maybe you never dreamt of being an energy healer or a card reader or whatever it is that you're doing, you know. Maybe, you know, the whole idea of living a different life, you know, in a community maybe, or downsizing or whatever. Maybe it's not what you thought you were going to do, but it's exciting you. Maybe there's something in you that's like, no, I really want to travel. Maybe you didn't expect to be the traveler, and suddenly now your heart wants to travel. And you're like, why? Where does that come from? Doesn't matter. If your intuition wants you to travel, then travel, you know. You are the light. The light is shining brightly. You know, it's so beautiful. The sun is the most positive card in the deck. This is beautiful. And we started off talking about the alchemizing as well, you know, realizing this is self-realization, realizing that your service to humanity lies in doing what you love, and sharing it with others. Remember that beautiful quote from Pablo Picasso, who said, the meaning of life is to find your gift. And the purpose of life is to give it away. So it is about sharing with others as well. And your service to humanity is also, well, maybe the work that you're doing is as a volunteer in a war-torn area or something like that, which is fantastic. Maybe you are very hands-on, but if you're one of these that's not out there doing it physically, your service to humanity is to understand and realize that you are the whole universe in one human being, and to feel into those lower emotions when they come up, understand why they're coming up, and understand that they're deep in the cells of your body because you are that whole universe. And you think, oh, I've already dealt with these, but it's come back again because you're dealing with it at a deeper level. You're dealing with it from a higher level of consciousness, and you are healing the collective by processing lower frequency emotions. So having a good cry, knowing that you are releasing that frequency, not just for you, but for your whole gene line, all your ancestors, your community, and the collective. Wow. Doesn't that make you feel expanded? I mean, not in a aren't I amazing way. There's a real humility behind it. But there is a power as well, understanding that's where your power is, but realizing that you can process grief and other low frequency emotions for yourself and for the collective. It's powerful, isn't it? But that's what we came here to do. We came here for a feeling experience, and we came here to heal ourselves, and in doing so, heal the collective, to raise our own frequency. And we are the whole universe, remember? So when you raise your frequency, you're raising the frequency of the collective. Do you see how important you are? Do you see how powerful you are? Your reality is a reflection of your frequency. So your life is only going to get better and better and better, and more loving, and all those other high frequency emotions. It's going to be more peaceful, more joyful. So we've got two kinds of services here. Okay, this is your service to humanity, doing what you love and processing the lower frequencies, alchemizing the grief, the fear into love. Wow. Wow. Yeah. Should keep us busy, shouldn't it? I love you all. Have a fantastic week. Get in touch if you would like a private reading. And I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.